Everything happens for a reason. Welcome to Unpopular Wisdom, a space where we challenge common beliefs one lesson at a time. It is one of the most popular pieces of advice people give when something goes wrong. A relationship ends, a business fails, a friendship breaks apart, or an opportunity disappears, and someone quickly says, everything happens for a reason. While this idea can bring comfort during difficult times, there is another side to it that people rarely talk about. Sometimes things do not happen because of destiny, fate, or a hidden lesson waiting to be discovered. Sometimes things happen because of bad decisions. Other times, the reason is simply that someone made a choice and then had to face the consequences of that choice. Many people spend years looking for a deeper meaning behind events that were actually predictable outcomes. They search for signs, hidden messages, and explanations when the answer is sitting right in front of them. If a person constantly ignores their health, refuses to exercise, eats poorly every day, and eventually develops serious health problems, it is not necessarily because the universe was trying to teach them something. It may simply be the result of years of neglect. The outcome was connected directly to the decision that came before it. One of the biggest dangers of believing that everything happens for a reason is that it can remove personal responsibility. It can encourage people to see themselves as passengers in life instead of drivers. When every mistake is explained away as part of some grand plan, it becomes easier to avoid asking difficult questions. What if the failure happened because of poor preparation? What if the relationship ended because someone refused to communicate honestly? What if the opportunity disappeared because it was ignored for too long? These questions are uncomfortable, but they are often more useful than searching for a mysterious purpose behind every setback. Think about a simple example. Imagine a person who repeatedly arrives late to work. Their manager warns them several times, but they continue the same behavior. Eventually, they lose their job, and afterwards, they tell themselves that everything happens for a reason and that this was meant to happen. While that may help them feel better, it does not change the fact that their actions played a major role in the outcome. The lesson is not hidden. The cause is clear. The result followed the behavior. This does not mean life is completely under our control. Unexpected events happen. Accidents happen. Circumstances sometimes change without warning. However, many of the situations we face are connected to choices we made days and months or even years earlier. The uncomfortable truth is that consequences do not care about intentions. A person can have good intentions and still make poor decisions. They can mean well and still create problems for themselves. Reality responds more to actions than to wishes. Understanding this can actually be empowering. If every negative outcome is part of some mysterious plan, there is little we can do about it. But if many outcomes are connected to decisions, then we have influence over what happens next. We can learn, adjust, we can improve our habits. We can make better choices tomorrow than we made yesterday. Responsibility may feel heavy at first, but it also gives us power. The unpopular truth is that Not every event carries a profound message. Not every closed door was meant to close. Not every setback was designed for our growth. Sometimes a bad result is simply the natural consequence of a bad decision. Recognizing this does not make life less meaningful. In fact, it makes growth more honest. It forces us to look at our actions instead of hiding behind comforting explanations. So the next time you hear someone say, everything happens for a reason, remember that there is another perspective worth considering. Sometimes things happen because of choices. Sometimes the reason is not hidden at all. And at other times, the lesson is not about destiny, it is about responsibility. And once we understand that, we stop waiting for life to explain itself and start making decisions that lead us towards better outcome.